Going on, guys? Dylan here. Today we'll be getting to a ticker symbol analysis on the ticker symbol HOOD. Robinhood markets, we are seeing stock price at a very interesting point of view where it has to make a move within the next few days to depict the next week of trend. With that being said, let's go start our technical analysis breakdown over on the weekly time frame. On the weekly analysis, guys, we are seeing a massive cup and handle breakout to the upside, which could lead to all-time highs, right? Stock price looks very nice in this position. Being that we have this massive structural perspective, right? Sellers step in very hard, entering a multi-year consolidation, being that this is a multi-year pattern, right? Eventually reclaiming to the neckline formation, being around this rough level, like we regain that spot, stock price goes down and it forms the handle, right? Typically, we do see handle formations with cup and handles. We like this. It's more of a sloping tight consolidation where stock price bounces around, ultimately getting the break, perhaps retest in a rebalance. Not always, but you can see that this handle formation is a more of a crescendo-like effect where you revisit these highs, and that would be the breakout level. So with that being in mind, this cup and handle structure should easily move us to $90, $100, but this is talking months down the road, guys. Right? The more you look at these long-term structure breakups, it looks very nice. It can lead to price action continuation 100%. Right? And we've seen that. We've seen the strong break over the upside, which is what you want to see. But with these kind of structures, guys, you can still pull back for a couple of weeks and continue up higher, eventually getting that. So being that this is a very long-term pattern, this will yield results, but we want to wait from a month-to-month time frame, being that this is a multi-year breakout. With that being said, let's further analyze the current candle structures to get a better perspective of the short-term and medium analysis. So right away, guys, you see, guys, that right, we did come up to this neckline formation. This is when we had a blow off top, guys, right? I mean, stock price was incredibly strong. Got this is December, early 2025. Just really little to no pullbacks until we had this massive blow off top. Very clear level. Stock price knifes down 56% before crescendoing right back up, revisiting this level for 1-2 weeks. And instead of the downside, guys, we've seen this candle, but inverse, right? A nice big wide bar to the upside, which is a nice sign, guys. You've seen before these strong body bars at these major levels that indicate, right, in this scenario, more downside. This indicates more upside, but you can see the pause as we've seen a 2-week pause here, right? It doesn't automatically mean stock prices will surge within the next two or three weekly candles. It's more or less letting you know where the liquidity is within the market. And that's just very clear, guys. I mean, look at this chart. It's full of buyers, not really any seller presence, right? We are starting to see them approach in these highs, but you definitely have to be bullish, right away, guys. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. We broke over these highs with a nice strong body bar. But really the question is, guys, do we see a short-term pullback, being that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green candles in a row, potentially flipping green to red reversal, right? For a little bit more downside to occur, right? We will follow that live and see if this happens. But just know, guys, if we do see a red candle, it is very likely you see a short-term drop, reapproaching the highs, right, being this $67 breakout level. Very likely that we could get a break and retest, guys. But with that being said, we'll get better analysis for the short-term perspective on the different time frames. But as of now, we see stock price, right, breaking up from this major level and showing a doji candle and an inverted hammer candle, really just signifying indecision. So despite having that nice strong break right over the key level, we have indecision within the market. So if we do start to see it curl down, perhaps breaking the floor of this wick, you could see that red to green reversal momentarily. Definitely would be the target to revisit these highs. With that being said, guys, on the weekly analysis, we definitely lean bullish 100% moving into the next few months, guys. I mean, this is a rock star kind of stock, right? We're breaking out of this major cup and handle on the monthly and weekly time frame. We expect stock price to be higher in 1-2 months than it is now, right? In 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, but maybe not 2, 3, but within the short term, we're seeing early indications that there could be a pullback. But with that being said, let's go flip over to the daily to get a little bit more of a short-term analysis. On the daily analysis, guys, we get a great perspective of that cup and handle structure to the breakout of the upside, right? Seeing stock price come up from this blowout top, right, consolidating, breaking over this descending resistance marker, coming back down, retesting it, before forming this newfound channel down at these lows at $30, guys, where stock price has remained to stay strong. If we get a trend line from the bottom to the top, stock price has risen 160% from lows to highs within this channel. Something notable, guys, is that we've seen a continual trend within this, guys, right? Stock price follows a very, very obvious indicator. We have a strong movement up. Stock price then goes sideways. It's being indecisive before the top of these sellers, right, who are trying to accumulate in this flag-like formation, consolidation-like formation. They get squeezed to the upside. Buyers win this. They squeeze them up. Big movement up. We once again go sideways. We come towards the bottom of this support, being that double padded support, right? And then within that point of view, we break out. Once again, guys, a big movement up into a consolidation flag-like formation, reaching the bottom of this ascending support. Stock price makes a big movement up. What are we seeing now, guys? Same thing, right? Stock prices making a big move up, consolidating, forming a flag-like formation, getting to the bottom of this ascending support, and is attempting to rise up. Within today's current candle, we have seen a doji-like candle close to a hammer candle, which once again, centered back to the weekly, forms indecision, guys. And that's the reoccurring trend we're seeing, right? No short sellers are going to want to step in within this channel. Hey, stock price is rising to the moon, and there's these very obvious constraints, right? We broke over this, the blow off top we mentioned on the weekly analysis being the cup and handle structure, right? We broke over, we squeezed up, we're coming right back down, and we're bouncing. As long as we're within this channel, short sellers are not going to be licking their chops willing to get in. But something notable is that, as once again, history often does repeat itself, when we have these flag-like structures, we reach to the end, we get strong movements up. Sellers don't even have a candle to hold next to the buyer's attempts to continue this trend, right? Once again, we see that continue to play out. Little to no resistance. If we keep going, right here we highlighted, little to no resistance, guys. When we reach the bottom of this channel within this consolidation, we just squeeze up, right? We reach to the bottom of this channel, we squeeze up. Reach to the bottom of this channel, we squeeze up. So to see a pause, it's something we haven't seen on Hood. And this is something that more seasoned traders with, a lot of experience traders and investors, whatever, can acknowledge, because yes, we're still moving, setting higher lows and highs, right? We just broke out of this massive breakout level, but we're seeing stock price do something we haven't seen in this whole entire channel. So if we see the floor, these wicks being confirmed to the downside at that $73 level, guys, then that's the first time that sellers can effectively get in their position and take a stab at the stock, right? And this is the first time where buyers might take some profits, as stock price has had an incredible movement to the upside. Does that mean, right, of course, we're going to plummet to $20? No, but this does make sense where if we were to confirm to the bottom, guys, it's very, very, very likely we get the break and the retest of this cup and handle formation, this massive weekly blow off top, right, being this very, very obvious level, right? It is likely, guys, that if we do confirm to the downside, we get that. But if we continue to move to the upside and break over these wicks being really 77.50, and we reclaim strong crescendo back up, we will squeeze out these sellers who are attempting to get in early, which I don't believe is wise, but they might get that confirmation, guys. So, on the channel, guys, you're being completely unbiased, and, you'd have to be, in my opinion, humbly a dummy to say that stock price is bearish here. I mean, look at the strength, right? We got the weekly breakup, the cup and handle, yada, yada, yada. Everything's pointing up, but the best traders can see stuff before others don't, right? So that's what we're noticing. We're noticing this pause after the breakout, the clear breakout candle, right? Where typically we see just euphoric squeeze up. We didn't get that. So this is an early sign of potential weakness where, yes, we can continue this trend, guys, right? Once again, if we claim over these highs, get a strong movement up, right? We'll be targeting somewhere over here, perhaps that all-time highs around that $85 level, and continue this channel up, as right, we have a lot more room to the upward of this channel than the down as we're holding here, guys. But we've been holding here, guys, for 1, 2, 3, 4 days out of the last week and a half. So this is the time where, in the short-term perspective, if Hood is going to continue this trend, we need to see stock price curl right back up right now and get over these highs. This is very time sensitive, right? If you don't see that within the next few days, there's going to be max about 1-2 days of consolidation before stock price gets that pullback. And perhaps maybe we do give that false breakdown, but it's a lot more likely, guys, that if we do break this channel, right, we kind of grind back down to this previous breakout level, being the number one area on the stock chart previous resistance turned support, and then we head up higher. So on the daily analysis, guys, seeing this early term weakness, we actually will lean bearish to this being broken, but we remain completely data oriented, right? We're unbiased to the max. So if we see stock price curl back up and show the data that it's willing to continue this trend as it's had in the past, right? Squeeze out to the bottom and break. Squeeze out to the bottom and break. But guys, I mean, this will continue the trend almost surely, but we are showing a little bit of weakness, so keep that in mind, guys. So as of now, keep an eye on that $73 range, guys. And if we break over the top, once again, being at 77.25, you should see that continuation moving back towards the upward of this channel, somewhere around that $82 to $85 range within the next week or two. On the hourly analysis, guys, we get a better perspective of the bulls continuing their trend, right? They get that big movement up from the bottom of this ascending support, moves into this flagpole-like structure before entering that couple-week consolidation where stock price chops around, right? Chops around, building energy for the next move, getting that spring very, very tight. We get to the end where someone has to win. We either get the bounce here, guys, or we drop from this channel finally. And you do see the upside, guys. I mean, it did appear as of here, guys. I mean, everything looks good. A little bit thin pushing to the top, arguably a little bit of weakness, but you're seeing green candles push out of the structure, right? Break over 75 bucks. It looks very, very nice. Every other scenario where we see this happen, right, we see the upside. So once again, guys, we see a better perspective. We do see stock price successfully get the bounce towards the end of the day of this ascending support. But our main thing we got to watch, once again, is to see, can we defend this hammer candle low on the hourly analysis, right? We do have that morning star-like formation where stock price has that bullish reversal on the hourly analysis. But once again, guys, remain data oriented. We are very extended within this channel and showing early term weakness. It really is 50-50 moving into the next few days, right? Maybe 40-60 to the 60-40 to the downside, but keep an eye on this, guys, because we do have some obvious top out tails over here, right, with the false break, and we can squeeze out these sellers and continue higher. It's definitely a possibility, guys. It's a great possibility, but centering back to the hourly, we see how there definitely could be some bulls trapped in their positioning, hoping for another one of these easy risk reward setups where, they set their stop loss below these lows, very good risk reward, and they target somewhere up here, right? They set their stop loss either at these breakout levels or below this channel, right? And target somewhere up here. This has been a notorious spot where traders, investors, everyone's been taken advantage of, and we're starting to see a little bit chink in the armor. So once again, guys, keep an eye for the last time at $73 level. If we do break $73, guys, it is likely within the next 1 to 2 weeks, we pull back down to this breakout level and perhaps very likely at this point find buyers to continue higher, right? We definitely do lean bullish on Hood. Moving into the next few months, guys, stock is a rock star. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see all new time high soon, right? Perhaps even over a week if we bounce here and continue higher and break over that 77.25. But we're in a very clear spot, guys, where stock price is either going to continue the upside to the top of this channel, or we see the breakdown of 73 bucks. If you found any value out of the video, guys, consider like, subscribing. We will be covering Hood about 1 to 2 times per week. We'll transfer this information to you guys live as this continues to occur. With that being said, guys, I hope you have a good day. Take care and peace.